I think when you're ready, Lynn.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Great.
Do you say pronta or presta? How do you say ready?
Estoy lista.
Lista.
Lista, lista.
We also
Okay.
have a French speaker here if you'd rather speak French.
Well, are we doing this in English or?
In English?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was introducing you to our team, with Pato, and then we have also Danny.
Hi.
Here.
That's
Hi,
Pato.
how are you doing?
Patricia and Tota.
Tota.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We are very excited to talk about this with you. Thank you.
Thank
he also
you.
speaks French, so if you want to speak French, you can speak.
Ah oui, bonsoir aussi.
C'est possible. Qui parle français? Tota? Oh.
Oui, je parle français.
Okay. Pourquoi? Tu es moitié-moitié ou ça a passé
Non,
beaucoup
je
de
parle
temps?
français parce que mon copain, il est québécois. Alors,
Ah, québécois, c'est un autre style de français. C'est un autre accent.
Un autre accent, oui. Oui.
And finally, we have Virginia Fernandez, who is going to help us translating your answers for the Spanish speakers.
Muy bien.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
Muy bien.
Great.
¿Y tú?
Very good. Bien, very good. I mean, a bit nervous because we've been here in lockdown for over 45 days, you know, so it's kind of hard. And a lot of us live in very tiny apartments with no backyard, so it's really motivating to have this kind of conversation so that we can keep the motivation high and get through it, you know?
Yes.
So, of course, you're more than welcome to come to Argentina when this is over.
Yeah.
So we can climb or maybe have some mates.
Yes, some mate. I have some mate actually on the shelf over there. And I have been to South America. I've been to Bariloche and El Catedral. And
El Catedral, yes.
También. Sí.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to come back.
Yes.
Okay, anytime you want.
Right. Yes, of course.
All right. So we know you're busy, so shall we
start?
Vámonos.
Okay. So,
shoot, Sophie.
Okay, so in this opportunity, we're going to talk about gender issues, right? And first of all, we would like to know how was being a woman in a rural environment, in a men rural environment, and if you think things are changing somehow now.
I think that things are changing slowly, and I've seen the progression of the society's norms on gender issues and the traditional roles of a woman and a man. And I listened to my mother's stories, and I had my own stories. And funny, because recently somebody asked me if I thought that the David Letterman show that you can watch online, if he was being sexist to me. And I didn't think so at the time, but when you take it out of context in the time period and you look at it with the vision of this U2 movement, you see that he was being very flirtatious and falling into those roles of humor. And I think it's because he was a little nervous. And, you know, he's a very good comedian, and he's very natural in his ways, but he actually, I think, was a little bit nervous, and it's easier to fall back on this gender stereotype. So I think that I was a little bit desensitized perhaps about the way people spoke to me, because that was the way it was. And I did make some protests for things that were flagrant, meaning very obviously wrong, like the pay difference in competitions that I'd done, and just basic issues relating to equality. And when people would say things that were limiting, I would answer with proof that they were, you know, saying things that were ignorant and, you know, really the wrong thing to say to someone to encourage them, obviously. It sort of keeps people down if they believe in these things that they've been told, like a woman is not strong and you can't do this, it's not possible. And because I had a different viewpoint on that as a young girl, I realized that I could do those things, and why should I listen to those people? And so I didn't listen to them. And I've been following my own version ever since, and realizing that it is empowering for people to just stop and realize that they are in charge and they can choose, and they don't have to believe in what other people say. So that's been a long journey, and it's been slow to change out there in the world in terms of, you know, even in our country, the federal government does not protect women who are doing the same job as their male counterpart. They can still pay men more, and they do. 77 cents on the dollar is what the pay difference is. And even women with no kids versus men with kids make less than the men with the kids. And we understand as women, if you choose to have a child, it's going to be time consuming. It takes a lot of emotional energy, time. Women tend to do more of the things that need to be done, like, you know, all of the domestic chores pretty much. Some of the younger men I've noticed in the modern, you know, society now are doing.
Fer?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think it is changing, but you have to sometimes say, look, it's this is what I need. And I think that women need to ask for what they need if they are overwhelmed with too much responsibility and not enough freedom like the men have to go out and travel around and climb and still have kids, or have a job and climb and still have kids.
Okay.
It's hard. You do all of those.
Yeah, we are going the next question, Lynn.
Okay.
Is what recommendations would you give to girls or women who have just started to climb and might feel somewhat intimidated by the environment, or people finding it really tough, really hard? What do you think? What recommendations would you give?
Well, find a good partner to climb with. Oftentimes, the most logical person would be a woman, somebody that makes them feel comfortable and not like they have to prove anything, and somebody who understands how they feel and allows them to experience their, you know, whatever it is that they're experiencing as they climb.
Great advice, Lynn. Great advice. And it's hard because sometimes we just feel that we have to prove something, and we don't. We just have to enjoy it.
Exactly. Exactamundo.
Exactamente.
Exactamente. No,
Exactamente, yeah. We climb for ourselves, not for other people. Escalamos para
Exactly.
nosotros y no para otras personas.
sí, sí, sí.
Okay?
Tota?
Very. Tota, one question?
Yes, here. How do you, or did you manage to balance your family life, for example, like being a mom with climbing?
Very carefully.
We can imagine.
Well, I tried to be like an entrepreneur and create my own ability to make a living. So I started doing things that it took a lot longer than I thought, but 15 years ago or so, I started a video project that I'm going to finish this year about climbing technique, the mechanics of movement. And then I'll continue to have vlogs on a regular basis through my website, lynnhillclimbing.com. And I don't really have anything up yet to show you because I really just want to focus on getting it done. And I'll have a trailer and, you know, maybe parts of it up, and then it'll be available for everybody once it's done. So I will charge some money for it because I have been spending money on it and I need to make a living, but it'll be kind of like a lot of other things, a lot of services. If you like it, you pay for it once and you can have access to it for a long time. And I think that it will be useful to have access to it for a long time because it's like taking a college university course in applied kinesiology.
Right.
So are you planning to take a course?
No.
Sorry.
I could offer the course.
Okay, you could offer the course, yes.
My video is a lot of information. It's taken me 15 years, 15 años.
Oh,
I was going to ask you that because I remember reading in, I think in your book or somewhere that you were going to come out with this information, and I didn't know if you already sent it out, but now that I know it's going out, it's very interesting how you relate movement and everything. It's nice.
I'm trying to explain and define the techniques that we use, why we use them, and give tools so that you can deconstruct climbing in your own mind and be better at on-site climbing, as well as figuring out hard boulder problems, moves, whatever. To me, it's just fascinating, the whole process of learning. So I'm hopefully going to expand people's ideas, and not just on a conceptual level, but you'll be able to see it and hear my words and hear what I feel is important in the way that I think about climbing and interpret movement.
It's very important to keep up studying all the time.
Studying?
No, well, always keep up learning and
learning. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, I think that is part of why I love to climb, because it makes me feel young and curious like a child, and this playful spirit is very important for us, always, the whole life.
Exacto. Eso es una de las cosas que más le encanta de escalar, que es como mantener el espíritu joven, jugar, divertirse. Okay. Perfecto. Sophie?
Great. And could you give us an advice on how to keep our motivation high before sending in a project, or now that we are in the lockdown?
Well, I think that having a goal is important for having motivation, because when you have to do what's necessary to succeed, you might have to have some discipline to train to do more than you might have otherwise done. But if you really want to do your best, sometimes you have to push yourself a little bit more out of your comfort zone. And for me, if the motivation is high, meaning that it's important to me and it's a worthy goal, it's a positive goal, it makes me rise to a high level from myself, then that's enough motivation for me to remind myself of why I'm doing it. This is something that's worthy. And in the process, by accepting the difficulty of having the discipline maybe to train hard, I think that you learn how to do that, and you get better and better at it. The more you just commit to what's necessary, knowing that you're doing it for the right reason, then you'll have the motivation for sure.
Okay, it's really important for us to stay focused.
Yes, but now in quarantine, I know people don't have access to very much at all. I see that you have a pull-up bar and a little strap. That's something. But I think we have to be creative and actually focus internally about what our body feels like, doing stretches. You could do all kinds of movements. And I think that develops an internal awareness of your body. You might realize that you have some injuries in your shoulders, or maybe you haven't been stretching enough, and you can work on different things that will help.
Lynn, as you can see here in the pull-up bar, there's a homemade TRX.
There's also what?
A homemade TRX.
Oh, a homemade TRX. I've been making things like that too. But luckily, I have, I'm going to show you in the backyard, my climbing wall.
Lynn.
Wow. See my climbing wall?
Wow.
Wow, Lynn.
And that's my changing corners training system.
Oh, great. I want to do this. Yes. You're the best, Lynn. You're the best.
It's great to have your own
granite here.
Did you build it yourself? Lynn?
Hello?
Capaz que se le fue un poco de internet.
So that's it. That's my house.
That's great. You have your own boulder. That's fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. And there's one dog. We have two dogs here.
we're inside of your home. Thank you for.
Thank you for the tour. Thank you for the tour. Yes. I'm thinking about setting up my own boulder in my living room.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yuji Hirayama.
Hay una chica que pregunta qué es lo que crees que falta cambiar en la sociedad para lograr la igualdad de géneros en la escalada.
Well, we could start with equal pay and a true fair division of responsibilities and reward for that effort between men and women.
I love what you say about pay, equal pay.
Yes, especially if you're doing, I mean, obviously if you're doing the same job, but even if you consider the woman who's, if you're staying at home and managing the household, that's not a job, but it is work. And there should be, you know, more of a recognition of that. But equal pay would be a good place to start. And,
okay.
And support in many other ways that are real for women, because we are the ones that take care of the children mostly. We do need men for that as well, I believe. I think that if they contribute more, that would be helpful as well. And I think that balance is really important in life, not just in climbing, but in all aspects of life and in our relationships.
Here is one in English. I'm trying to speak in English. I'm not the best person for that, but what's her favorite climbing area in Argentina, in Europe? And what's her favorite kind of rock, apart of the Yosemite granite? Do you understand me, Lynn?
Yes. The first part, what is my favorite place in Argentina? Is that what the first? Yes.
Yeah. Your favorite spot in Argentina to rock climb?
Well, I have to say I don't have that many experiences other than Bariloche and some bouldering near El Chaltén. But I would say the area El Catedral near Bariloche. Frey, yes, that was really, really great climbing. Yes, I had a lot of fun there. And the other question, what type of rock? I really enjoy limestone, but I can't say that some sandstone areas like the Red River Gorge, for example, that has a lot of really beautiful features. That's another favorite type of rock.
Great. Lynn, we have a lot of questions. I don't know if you have time.
You're busy,
we don't want to.
We have a present for you. There's somebody that tells you, Kwanzaa gives you a present, that it's a phrase. It says, "The day the mountains move has arrived. Even if I say it, nobody believes me. The mountains, which were once active in flames, only sleep for a while. But although you have forgotten it, believe me, friends, that all women who slept already wake up and move." Aikido Yosako.
Nice, very nice. Thank you for the present. Yes.
Very good.
Have to wake up for the right reasons.
Yes.
There's acá hay otra pregunta interesante.
Okay, decime.
Sí. There's another interesting question about from Carolina. She is asking you if when you started climbing, if you ever felt pressured that you were going to leave climbing because of the environment or because of how you felt amongst men.
Sofía preguntó lo mismo también.
No, I would say never, no. I have climbing inside of me. It's very deep inside of me. Nobody's going to take that from me because of what they make me, or you choose to feel what somebody else might be putting out. You don't have to take it and go down with that. You can say, that's fine, you don't think that I should be here, whatever, but I'm choosing to be here as a climber, and that's your right. And you just need to find better people to hang out with if they don't make you feel included and having fun with them.
Well, here there's a message from a girl from Ecuador. Her name is Andrea Castillo. In 2012, she broke her hip. and she was given your book as a present. She's a rock climber too. She was given your book as a present, and that helped her to stay motivated to continue rock climbing. And so, ¿cuándo llegó and after that, ¿cuándo fue que escaló the nose?
En el 19.
Okay, and last year with 2 other girls, it was the first girls climbing the nose as well.
Latin America.
Girls in Latin America.
Nice.
The first Latin American girls to stand the nose.
Congratulations.
Yeah, around here.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And her hip is fine now? Her hip
it's awesome.
good.
There she is.
Sweet. Ah, there we are. Very nice.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
You've been a great inspiration for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Muchas gracias.
I don't know how if you can keep chatting with us, or because you promised us just 20 minutes and we are already happy for
let's do 2 more questions. 2 more.
2 more questions.
questions.
That's nice.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Really.
Okay.
Hay otra que está en inglés. ¿Quieren decir?
A ver, decime cuál es.
Juliana Peters.
Juliana, no la llego a ver acá.
There's another in English that she says, if you ever experience any sexual harassment on the climbing world.
Well, there's always scenarios where somebody will want a relationship with you maybe, and you don't want that. And I think that could happen to anyone in any world. It's the dynamic between men and women. And sure, yeah, I've had issues in most of the common ways that you could imagine. And it's up to the person as me to defend myself, but you know, it happens for sure.
Do you think training for women should be equal to men, or do you think we should be paying more attention or on what's the best training routine for women?
I think that our physiology is different and we need to pay attention to that. I don't alter anything, you know, specifically like diet, and you could, around your period, there's different needs nutritionally at a certain time of the month. I think that it depends on the kind of climbing you want to do. And if, for example, I'm more of an endurance climber, and that's what I enjoy doing. So for me to do a lot of routes doesn't tire me out as much as doing really powerful boulder problems. And they're both good. I think that it's good to train your weakness and vary your training like on this sort of periodizational format. But, you know, it depends on really your interest in climbing. Everybody's not going to go to the Olympics. It's not like we need to always, you know, score points. It's more about enjoyment. And for me to optimize my ability to become better and more conscious, or maybe more like a meditation, more in a state of mind that is conducive to flow, like a flow state when you feel like everything is going together perfectly. That's more of what I want out of climbing, is to feel good, to be outside in a beautiful place with my friends, having fun, and learning how to engage in this process better and better.
Okay. Lynn, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Really,
You're
thank you a lot.
Here.
A lot.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. It's great.
You're welcome.
I would like to take a picture of all of us. Maybe I can print screen.
Yeah.
You can talk.
You were
This is unique. Thank
It's
you very
unique
much.
for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can
Stay safe.
leave the meeting whenever.
Yeah, you too.
All
We
right.
wait
Thank
for
you.
you here in Argentina whenever you want to come.
Are you
all the girls, Buenos Aires, we are. in
Buenos Aires.
You can stay in our homes. You have.
Okay.
All the girls are saying thank you in the chat.
Yeah, you can see the chat if you
I
want.
can see. Yes.
Yeah, they're sending their love.
Okay.
From Chile, from Brazil, yeah.
Yeah,
From
it's not
Ecuador.
only people from Argentina. We gather people from Brazil, Chile, Ecuador.
Wow.
In the
Yeah.
region.
You're speaking
So-
to
All
us.
South
Already-
America.
Well, I can't wait to come out and meet some of you that are on
Yes.
right now. And yes, hopefully everybody stays safe and
Yeah.
strong and creative. And we'll get through this and be out on the other side soon, I hope.
Okay, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah,
Thank
sure.
you. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
You're
Bye-bye.
Thank
welcome.
you, Lynn.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.